Hi everybody, it's Sally from Sally Stampers. Thank you for joining me today on this very wet day. I'm afraid it's a bit grey and dull. It's been raining for about 2 days solid now, so unfortunately it's a little bit dark and grey, but hopefully my little project today will brighten things up, which says making spirits bright. It's a cute little box. I'm not going to undo the bow because as usual these will take me forever to do back up. I'm just going to slide it off because this little top bit here, this slides off, and inside are little chocolate snowmen. Sorry, Santas, even Father Christmas, and there are 5 in there that just fit top to toe, and then our little lid just slides back on, and then you can just slide the ribbon, she says, back on. There we go. And that's it, just this simple little tube that I've called my Chocolate Santa stocking filler, because I think these would be lovely in a little stocking. You could do them all different colours, and then obviously stick them in some stockings, which I'm sure they would go down very well. And they're fairly simple to make too, and you can make them with your scraps of DSP that are left over as well. So obviously I've used the All Is Bright DSP here, and this is the Call Me Clover Gross Grain ribbon. The one I'm going to be using today is Real Red. I'm still using the All Is Bright DSP, and I'll be using the solid red ribbon for this one because it's the same thickness. I don't think if you had a thick ribbon on there, I think it would be a bit too much. It would take away from the box, but these thin ones are just right. So let's show you how I made it, and it's dead simple. So for your base of your box, you're going to need a piece of cardstock that is 5 inches by 3.5 inches, and in centimetres that's 13 by 9.5, and then we're going to score, I'm reading my instructions and that didn't make any sense. It said score the long side, but I know that that's not right. So we're going to score the short side at, oh, now I'm looking at centimetres and confusing myself even more. 3/4 of an inch, 1.5, 2.25 and 3, and in centimetres that will be 2, 4, 6 and 8. Makes it nice and simple, and that's literally it for that part. So pop that to one side for a moment. Very simple, fold and burnish these score lines. I love this because it is just so simple. My good old tear and tape. That I'm just going to run along this thin strip here at the end. And then simply fold, whoops, sliding, fold it in on itself. So you just have a tube now. So that's the main body of your box. So I'll pop that to one side, and I'm going to bring in the DSP. Now I am going to use my trimmer because sadly we have silly, what I call silly measurements for this one. So your DSP, you're going to need 2 sheets, and they are 3 3/4 by 2 inches, and that's 10 by 5 centimetres. You're going to score on the short side at 3/4 of an inch, and try not to press too hard if you are using this because obviously the DSP is quite thin. I mean, I heard it then, sort of the fibres going, and I thought, oh crumbs, I'm going to go straight through, but it's okay. So short side at 3/4, which is 2 centimetres. Then the long side, I kind of do this bit back to front because I find it easier. So your first score line is at 3/4 of an inch, which I will measure this way. Then I'm going to turn it round because it's easier than trying to fight with 3/4 there and holding it. So 3/4, then 1 9/16. So I have to count for this one, I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's the very small line after 1.5. And then 2 5/16. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the one after 2.25, and then the last one is 3 1/8, which makes that a lot easier. And in centimetres that will be 2, 4, 6.1 and 8.1. Centimetres seem to be a lot easier. I don't know why I don't work in those more often, because they do seem to be a lot easier than doing inches, I think. So 3/4 on the short side, which is 2 centimetres. Then we want 3/4, 1 9/16, 2 5/16, and 3 1/8. And those are those bits done. And then again, we're just going to fold and burnish these. A little bit fiddly because they're quite small, but worth it in the end, I think. So just give those a score, sorry, a fold and a burnish. And then, where's my scissors? Then we're just going to cut away this small corner here. And the same. Why is that? Okay, so this side is this one. That's confused me massively. I don't know quite how that's happened, but anyhow. So we're going to cut the corners off. As I say, I have no clue why this is spun round like this, but we'll go with it. And then the bottom smaller parts here are the base or the top. So we're going to cut up those. And then choose which one you're going to have for your base, because obviously we need to do that one first. So again, it's DSP, so we can use our fantastic snail. So I'm just going to fold that one over, and then again, wherever your join is, you can have as the back. So we're going to pop the 2 sides in first, the back, and then the front will go last. So again, just putting some snail on there. And then what I did with this one, because I don't want the bottom to come off, is simply got some wet glue and just, whoops, sort of smeared a little bit on the sides there, just so that it will hold in place. But I don't want any on the base because I don't want my chocolates to stick. So if you can see there, I've just literally just swirled some on the inside. So there's my join, there's my join. They're not going to match up because they're slightly different. And then you just simply slide him in there and just give a gentle rub on the sides, and there's the base bit done. So we do exactly the same with the lid, but without the glue on the inside. So DSP on the sides there, fold him over, and then again, that's not been done very well, has it? Look, don't do that. So this is the back, so we're going to pop those sides in, then the back, and then the front piece, just snail down. Oh, that's really not very good, is it? Not very attractive at all. And then I just need my chocolate Santas, which I got from Amazon. And as I say, they literally just go in and sit in there quite nicely. And then wherever my join in the back of my box is, she says this one won't fit now because I've messed that measurement up. Let's give them a little squeeze. There we go. So that's that part done. I then need just some ribbon, beautiful, beautiful red ribbon, and this just runs literally from the top to the bottom, and then tie. This is the fun part, isn't it? Tying the pretty bow. So tie. I want the bow quite high up so that my little sentiment can go on. And trust me, the green one did take me a while to tie the bow. I shan't fib. But hopefully this won't take me too long. Oh no, look, that's quite pretty. Although it's twisted, but never mind. So I'm just going to trim those tail ends off there. And there's my not so pretty looking, actually. It's quite big, that loop. Oops. There we go. That'll do. That'll do. And then I've got my fabulous Making Christmas Bright. My real red. And I'm just trying to grab some Whisper White that I didn't put out ready. I'm going into my little scrap bag. That will do perfectly. You don't want to throw something that away because it's too good a size. And then I've simply chosen the Making Christmas Bright. Making Spirits Bright. You can choose any really, but this one just seemed to fit nicely on my box. So simply got some fluff of some description on my ink pad you can get off. And then literally I just inked and stamped. Now I am going quite close to the edge nearly. I'm going quite close to the edge for a reason. Let me just clean that, put it away. And that is because, I'm just going to use my large scissors here. So what I do, as you know, is use my scissors. You obviously, if you feel more confident, use your trimmer. And then I've literally just cut all the way across like that and take that end off. And then all I'm doing is just cutting each word out individually. So I haven't sort of stamped one word and then another because for me that's perfect for what I need. And then my lovely mini dimensionals on the back, and you need to just make sure that you put them quite close to the edge, these edges, just to give your ribbon space between the centre. It is a little bit fiddly because the dimensionals are small and the piece of cardstock small, but you can just about do it. Good job we have these mini dimensionals, otherwise I'll be cutting the other ones up and I'll be there for days. So we're just going to stick those on there. As usual, my dog's in the window and she's looking at me wanting to get down, but she's going to have to wait just 1 minute. And then it's as simple as popping these on the back of your, on the front, sorry, of your box. So making, and you could add, you know, some sequin trim or anything really if you wanted to alter how the box looks. If you wanted to add some bling, I just think for stocking fillers, you know, these are fine. They don't need to be overly exciting, do they? Because trust me, the whole point of a stocking is to tear through it as quick as possible and then onto the main presents. So that's what I do anyway. What my kids used to do. Get rid of those bits. And that is simply it. Your chocolate Santa's little stocking fillers. I hope you like them. I hope it's given you some ideas and I hope that you enjoy making them. Don't forget you can purchase all the products through me. There's a link to my blog and to my store in the description below, and there's also information on my blog as well. So if you have any queries or questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Thank you for joining me guys, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye!